is another edition of Style Speaks. This is actually our hot in July edition of Style Speaks, and we're here in Pentagon City in a mall. I don't know why I selected a mall today, but I really want a lot of people around, and I want a different atmosphere, and I selected Pentagon City. Actually, for you, when you said you weren't traveling too far out of Virginia, actually I did this for you, but I wouldn't have came to Virginia, but you did it. But anyway, I have a really special, he owes me. For all you Virginians, this is for him. But I have a really special guest who decided to take some time out in his afternoon to speak to Style Speaks, and his name is Sam EDC. Now I'm gonna let him tell you what his last name is. Tell everybody what your full name is.
Sam Estaniss, because it's a little bit long.
Sam, say it again.
Estaniss.
Okay.
And I just use the E because it's a little bit long.
Okay.
And DC, it goes by this Sam E. That's first and last name. DC's on the way.
Oh, you can say whatever you want to say. This is my show. You can say any damn thing you want, brother. So I know DC is your playground, but we're not gonna get too much into your playground right now, because we want some kids to be able to watch this too. But tell everybody where you're from, brother.
I'm half Italian and Greek.
That's right. We came up last week. We dined together last week, and you told me what was the term? Okay, let me see if I remember. You're half Italian and half Greek. So a quarter Greek. So you Italian? Jitalian. Okay, he's Jitalian, y'all. Okay, so but where were you actually born?
I was born in Egypt.
Okay.
I got raised with
Talk loud.
I settled in Western Egypt, and I've been here in the U.S. since July 13, 2009, so basically tomorrow will be my 5th year in the U.S.
Good anniversary.
Yes, sir.
Anniversary going on. Okay, well, welcome. Definitely welcome. So how long do you plan on, how do you like staying in this area? You live in Virginia, but this whole, Washington, D.C. area, how do you like it thus far?
It's not bad. It's just traffic-wise a little bit terrible, but I like DC and Virginia. I hang out more around DC at night more than Virginia. Usually Virginia for me, work, home,
okay.
That's about it.
Home, work, Virginia, play, DC. I think we got that. Look out, DC on a Saturday night, okay? Mr. Sam E. DC, okay? So, we find out where you're from. But do you plan on being here a while? I mean, plan on staying a while? Selling here? Because my previous guest said he may be leaving. So he actually hung around, and he's watching this right now. But he said he may be leaving, so I'm glad I got a chance to talk to him. He fled the city, but you're gonna be around for a while. Guys, we got some stuff.
You never know.
Yeah, so you a man of opportunity too. Yeah, but we ain't gonna talk about that right now either. We're friends, so we're gonna talk some smack today. Well, I'm glad you took your time out this afternoon to come and talk to Style Speaks, man. I really have found you to be quite interesting in the respect that you're in the kind of in the entertainment industry, and I want you to kind of expand on that a little bit, and then we can kind of transition into the whole style and fashion piece and how that plays into what you do professionally.
Well, I work for Pentagon Productions. It's one of the biggest entertainment companies on the East Coast. It's basically ran by DC Clothing, and they own several venues and concert venues and places in DC. My job with them, I do marketing and sales, everything for the events and sales, releasing tickets and things on tables. And I do just promoting through my Facebook account. And one of our biggest venues right now is Echo Stage, which has got ranked this year number 3 biggest club, most famous club in the United States.
What is that?
It got ranked number 3 in the whole country.
It got ranked. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
basically it's number 3.
If you took the gum out your mouth, I can understand what you're saying.
I'm not sure anymore, man. It's on the side.
Oh, okay. All right. Go ahead.
But it's number 3.
Okay.
Top 3 in US. And number 19, the most famous concert video in the entire world. We had several celebrities over there. We had Tiesto,
auditions for Meek Mill this past week. So how did that go? Did you attend any of those personally?
That's off the top. But this concert I can't do.
Okay.
Last minute. I can put that forward.
Okay. He ain't had nothing to do with all that. Okay.
I heard that the guy got locked up like a few hours before the damn concert, man.
Okay, but no problem. But so we're gonna bring it on back. So this is what you do with kind of sort of the company that you work for. So how did you get involved? You definitely, I can see you, and you're a salesman. I could see you definitely. You have the personality. You could sell some draws to a nudist company. I mean, you do what you do well. But off the cuff, that was a pretty good joke, right? And I'm not a joke teller, but I can't talk some trash. But so I mean, that's really a lot that has to do with your persona, your personality, and I think that's kind of sort of what attracted me to you, because you seem like you are very much a people person, and in all of that, in what you do, you're around a lot of people who are very stylish in a lot of these venues and a lot of these parties and events you go to. People are dressed to the nines. People are, making sure that they're looking great. Is that something? Appearance is important. So let's talk about you. When did how you look become, or is it? I know you have to have a certain image for work, but for Sam himself, is that something that you really worry about? You think about? It's important to you? Tell me a little bit about that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. For me, it's like I always just want to speak like
Okay.
when I look at the mirror, damn, I look good. And I always look good. I never get any bad comments on the way I dress up. Of course, if it's like a big event, like things like Barcode, for example, is more like an older crowd lounge. When I get there, suit dressed up, just to fit the place. And you see a lot of clients as well dressed up the same way, which just makes them feel more comfortable.
Right.
But when I go to like Echo Stage, I'm more casual there a little bit. Ocean Bar, same way, because it's a younger crowd, more energy, you move more. You have to do, of course, networking, like massive business cards, numbers. You were speaking.
So that's professionally speaking how you tend to look and how important dress is and your first impression and all that persona. But I guess more so when you're not at work. I'm talking about Sam, the person. Just at what point, growing up, who were you style oriented? I mean, were you one of these people who followed, who had GQ magazines at his bedside, who followed style, who was really one of these style mavens or fashion mavens, if you will? Or did it really matter to you? I know you have to kind of present a certain look professionally, but what about you personally?
Well, for me, it's more. I don't buy any outfit from any store. I look at everything. I don't really care how other people dress up, because what looks good on you might not look good on me. So I always go about what looks good on me, what I feel more comfortable with. And I try at the same time to keep up with the trends and like the level, and to be as smart as possible.
Well, I guess what I'm looking for, and you haven't answered that part yet. What I'm looking for is where did you get your sense of style from? Or do you think that was something that was, for me, for example, it was always something that I was conscious about. My grandmother was a big influence on me. She was the diva in the family. I'm a twin, I have an identical twin brother. And she always made sure that, and along with my mom, that we were dressed properly, and clothing from a very early age was very important to me. I got into textures, fabrics. I never wanted to design. I did get into modeling and all that. So I wasn't really creative in that, putting needle to thread and wanting to make an outfit and all that kind of stuff. But for some people it was that way. It was that intense at a very young age that I talked to. And for some people it was like, okay, I just wore what it was, and I like to look nice. But I mean, how conscious were you of how you looked as a part of who Sam became?
Well,
did you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do understand what you're saying. Well, growing up in like 3 different places in my life had me have the idea of this right there, they dress up this way, right there, this lifestyle, right there, this lifestyle. So let's say when
Culturally, I guess.
yeah, like my family, I grew up, my family were like, you dress up what makes you comfortable, but at the same time, don't be like an old-fashioned one. You try to keep up, but you don't have to copy others. Just pick from there.
So was your mom and dad, kind of conscious about how they looked in presentation?
Yeah. So for me, because I'm mixed, like I have to, if I'm dressed up in the suit, everybody can tell I'm Italian. It's the way I dress up, the way I put it together.
You look very Italian when you look under the clothes, with it in the necklace, Did you like that?
That's a touch of man.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. Well, I can see that, definitely. Okay.
Yeah.
But what about the Greek side? I mean, how different is the Greek culture?
The Mediterranean part, the Greek part, with the Egyptian one shows the way I dress right now. And like this is like the beard that I have. Anybody have? That's a pro tolerant. I heard that 3 times from my coworker yesterday as a joke because of the beard, but it was way longer than it is today. Yeah.
Okay, well, you definitely have.
People can tell. Like some of my friends, when we met, some of them met me this way, some of them met me that way. Some of them guessed I'm this that way because of the way I dress. And it just happened to be like it just shows off. I don't know why. I got blessed with it.
Well, you're a good-looking dude, and I mean anything, you know what I'm saying. So you want to
not as good looking as you.
Okay, well, you know, I mean, I ain't paying you for that one, but anyway, but I appreciate it though. But no, but I mean, you know,
that's real.
You're too much. This is my man right here. No, but I mean, that's very interesting to hear because I just like to find out just kind of sort of where it comes from with people, and you know, some people adapt to style, some people follow style, some people it's just in certain people. It's just a part of their makeup, and I think what I find interesting, some of the questions that I ask, some people have never been asked it before. It's like they scratch their head. It's like I've never been asked it before. I don't really know where I get that from. I guess I got to think about it or how involved, how deep it was. That's why I do what I do. The conversation to me, it may be boring to other people, but the conversation to me is very exciting, and I think it's just interesting. And when you think about it, it's like how I got to be. I guess to me, it's not as visual, because when we do these interviews, it's not really about how you present yourself or what you're wearing. I never talk about your outfit. I never tell people, they say, well, how do you want me to dress? I'm like, what? As long as you put clothes on, because we can, you know, we got the little kids watching. You can't be coming in with no G-strings and all that. But as long as you wear some clothes, but you know what I'm saying? I don't care what you wear, but I really wanted to reflect who you are. So I dress based on my attitude, my
I also like my mood also like takes a lot of outfits.
Well, why don't you tell people, you talked about kind of sort of what you do. Well, like what you're working on, is there something strategically that you're trying to do? You say you would move, I guess, and an opportunity presents itself, but what's some of your kind of goals and aspirations, or what you want people to kind of know about you as we close this up and talk about sort of what's the next step for you, or you know what you want to share at this point?
Well, when I moved over here to the U.S., I wasn't done with my study overseas, so I decided to go back to school here because I came to realize in the United States, no degree, no future. You can't do nothing. You can't get a real job. You can't really make anything. Get a degree, make money, and then look back. I started going to school. I looked for what I feel more comfortable with, so I picked a good major of that, which is hopefully by Illinois. It's linguistics, national security, and intelligence. And I always I have a lot
impressive. I like that word, linguistics. Certain words ring. I guess maybe the way you said it.
Linguistics.
Go ahead, man.
I have also friends that they're just like me from other countries. They weren't interested in school, but I kept pushing on them, they're talking to them. Some of them listen, some of them not. Some of them need to school. so I'm trying to be.
You got me. Well, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you again taking your time out. You could have done a plethora of things today, but you decided to come and chat with me. I appreciate that, and I think we learned a little bit about you. Tell people if you want how to find you, if they want to find you. You may get some fans from this. It's going to be on YouTube, so the world could see this now. So I don't know, you may get some phone calls, some emails. You know, my last guest, he didn't want to give his phone number. I've had people give their phone number out on here. So you know, it's up to you.
It's a bad idea.
But I don't know. I think it's a bad idea for you because you got enough going on right there. We're not gonna get into that.
No,
right?
That's high profile.
Right. That's top secret stuff right there. But thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for spending your afternoon with me. Until we meet again, this has been our Hot in July edition of Style Speaks, and we'll see you again in August. We're not sure where it's coming from, but we'll let you know about that soon. All right. Until the next time, Ronald Bird with Style Speaks.